we need to make sure that all the communication is tight, that the systems are tight, all day, every day, without fail.
Let's talk a little bit about organization. And a lot of agents really struggle with tools, tech, CRM. How do we manage all of this stuff? Kobe, how you've helped to manage these relationships between tools, tech, CRM, and maybe share a little bit of insights around that would be super helpful.
Yeah, so I think before you start exploring all the tools that are ever available in every category that there is, you first need to start with your goal. What are you truly trying to accomplish, and what tools then do you need to get there, right? So for us, with a relationship-based business, it's really important, Lisa mentioned them, our hug fields. It's very important for us to have a system defined as to where all of that information goes and a training plan behind it for every single person on the team to know where that information exists, to know that they need to look at that information before they ever talk to a client, and all of that. So for us personally right now, we are at Realty Austin Compass. Compass has a huge CRM. We are utilizing that to the extent that we can right now. And we also use a Google Sheet for every single client in our database, which contains a lot of those hug fields. Everyone knows where it is. Everyone knows what is on that and where in particular on that sheet that exists, right? So templates are always going to be your friend. And then in addition to that, our lifetime client value. That is something that is very highly specialized. I have not seen a CRM that exists that would allow you to track that natively. To get around that, we created it in Monday, which is another one of the systems that we use. It's more of a project management style system at its heart. And we also use that for our listings. And in particular, it has almost like a spreadsheet capability to it. But for those that are not experts at Microsoft Excel, it's a little bit more user-friendly to get some of the better graphs and charts and make it look a lot nicer. So that's where we utilize that. But yeah. And
so just to summarize what you just said, because I like how you started that, which asking a lot of my coaching clients to really define the model that they were committed to with their database. And part of that model is the style in which you're going to maintain these relationships, right? There's many different styles. So let's define that model. Let's set the goal. And then the tool that you now need to utilize is defined by that, right? And so I really liked how you kind of deconstructed that. You have the Compass CRM, you're using that, which is great. And then you're supplementing it with a spreadsheet to really kind of hold all of these data points. And that can be universally integrated with the team. And then you're using Monday.com for kind of tracking this lifetime value. Let's talk about that in a second. But you're also using that for new listing, probably like marketing and checklist processes. Is that about accurate?
Yeah, we use it for project management for a lot of the strategic improvements that we do ahead of listing, as well as the actual listing checklist and some of the marketing then after that as well. Yeah.
Brilliant.
So we have to be at this stage in the game, with the way I work, I'm super highly leveraged, right? So we mentioned, my calendar and things like that. I open it up, and if I have an appointment, if it's a listing, a buyer consult, and really that's kind of all I do anymore, listing, buyer consults. And then the team handles everything else. Like, we need to make sure that all the communication is tight, that the systems are tight, that I know at any moment, what's going on. I mean, before we even, or agents, you start thinking about a real estate experience, you need to be able to deliver excellent real estate transaction stuff all day, every day, without fail. So that needs to be 100%, right? Because we have to get the client the result in order for them to feel good and refer us. But if we can power pack that with the experience piece, well, then all the better. So on the listing end of things, my listing manager, we're sometimes renovating houses within a 30-day period. So my listing manager and I will show up and we get a sense of the seller's goals, and we're almost always able to help them understand that if we strategically improve the home, we're going to be able to sell it faster and for more money. And oftentimes there are 20 different things between replacing floors or paint or landscaping that need to be done. And our listing manager is there to, hey, we have a listing timeline where we want to be on the market. Here's a launch date. So they're getting bids, they're tracking those bids, they're calling the contractors, they're making sure that everything is done, before professional photography. So usually after I see the seller in that initial consultation, I'm not chatting with them again until maybe a couple of days before we list, when we finalize price.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that process, by the way. Really important point for everybody is, Lisa's, comes in and establishes that kind of selling consultation, what to do, what are we going to do to prepare your home, how that's going to work. Then they do the work. And then before they list the property, they discuss price. And I know most agents, that is like, they don't even understand what I just said, but you guys, that is really an aspirational goal for a lot of people to be able to do that. I wasn't vying for your business based upon price and what I would do. I've already earned your business. Now I'm going to help you through this process, and then we'll deal with price later. If you're enjoying this episode, watch the full episode right here. It's a 41-minute interview, power packed with so much goodness. So check that out right there. If you want to learn a little bit more about how to build a referral business and relationship business, check out my interview with Zach Nelson right here. That was an awesome one too. If you haven't already, make sure you go down and subscribe to my email newsletter down in the description link, and check out any of the sponsorship links down there. Appreciate you doing that. Look forward to seeing you. Let me know if I can help you there.